got a full what? Actually, I think I did get like 6 hours of sleep. Tonight, maybe not. And I'm like, well, I can't really afford going to the gym working 3 jobs. You know what? I can't afford not going to the gym. Like, let's be honest. Now, maybe I'll go a little bit slower, perhaps, but like, I can't afford it mentally and physically. Like, my health, like, I was at death's door when I stopped going to the gym. I have to go to the gym. It's not really, it's not even really a choice anymore. It's like, if I don't go, I will fall into depression. I will have heart palpitations again, potentially. You know, my lungs will feel like they're on the verge of collapse again. Like the gym is a physiological and psychological necessity. It's not optional. So sure, time I get done. So I'm hoping if we get off at 11:30, I'm hoping it's like I do have some people to drop off. I will be asking them. So I've been dropping them off for a while. They're getting used to that. They're not used to the world the way it typically is when there are no Christians involved. So, you know, and it might be time to kind of introduce them to that. Because I'll tell them. I'll be like, I think I'll just talk to them. I'll be like, look, you guys, look. I don't know. I won't go into the whole spiel of when I was your age, no one would help me, and it made me miserable, and I had to walk everywhere, and I had to walk to the place where I had to. This is true, by the way. I had to walk to the place where I was paying for driving classes, and then walk to my job, and it was miserable. I had almost no help until I asked the right person, and I finally got some help. My aunt, God bless her, my aunt, she said yes. I think it was my aunt and my uncle. I think they both eventually, but I think it was my aunt that was really the yes. It's like, yes, nephew, we will help you learn to drive. And then after that happened, I had another person in my family, my beloved mother, began to help me get my driving hours in. But I don't want to go through the whole spiel of guess how hard it was for me. Guess how hard it was for me. I don't want to go into that whole spiel. Because they're not going to listen to it. They're not going to. It's going to go in one. It's going to go in one ear and come out the other. Come on, y'all. That's what's going to happen. I hope I don't run out of gas. Let me see if there's a gas station. I could put like $2 gas in just to get me over the bridge. I do not want to break down on the bridge. Ooh, hold on. Look at this. Look at those lights, those beams of light. I don't know if you can see it with the camera. I can see it with the camera lenses of my eyes and my retina. What's the singular of retina? Is it retinum? I assume it's retinum. I could be mistaken. So interesting plurals. That is gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, there are some interesting plurals. You have hypothesis, singular, hypotheses, plural. By the way, that's because English is kind of a collage of different languages put together, a modge podge of different languages put together. If you go back to Old English, Unglish, as they would have said, they would have said something more like Unglish. I mean, they called it English. It was still English, and they called it Unglish. You had the Ungles and the Saxons and the Jutes. What did the Ungles speak? They spoke Unglish. And what they called Unglish, we call Old English. A lot of people confuse Old English with Elizabethan English. Elizabethan English is actually modern English. So all the these and the thous and using the same letter for U and V, that's actually modern English. It's just an early form of modern English, sometimes referred to as Elizabethan English. Old English is different. Old English does sound very different. You have Old English, you have Middle English, and you have Modern English. And in Modern English, you can make a basic division between Elizabethan English, and then that had different stages too. But you have Elizabethan English, and then you have you have like 17th-ish, 18th century English, 19th century English, 20th century English, and then now 21st century English is being developed. How you doing, guys? So if you want to know what Old English sounds like, I can quote some of Beowulf by heart. Hot hoi gordena, in gordegam, theod kuninga thrun geflunen, huda athalingus elin fremeden. Right? So that's Old English. Elizabethan English, you might say, ish thankya, oh, sorry, no, I'm still focused on Old English. Elizabethan English, you might say, I thank thee. Thou art welcome. How art thou? The grammar was different. You had sing in Old English. Ish thank you they. Then you go to Elizabethan English, which is part of Modern English, early Modern English. So let's go back to Old English. Ish thank you they. Elizabethan English, I thank thee. And then you come to more contemporary Modern English, where you might, or let's say 20th century English, you might say, I thank you. Or let's say like 18th century English, maybe you might say, I thank you. 20th century English, you might say, thank you or thanks. And now 21st century English, depending on your dialect, you might say, appreciate it. You might even say good looking. And you see how English has developed over time, right? But yeah, so in Old English, ich danke thee, and you might say, oh, ich bitte thee. That's what it was. And they still use that because English is a Germanic language, at least Old English was. And German, which is another Germanic language, they'll say bitte, which seems to come from the same root word. Presumably just means bid. You know, you say, I thank you. I bid you. You know, I bid you, you know. Like our modern, you're welcome, I presume probably comes from, you're welcome to do that, or you're welcome to be here, or you are welcome to have this, or whatever the case may be. You know. Now in modern German, you wouldn't say du bist willkommen. You wouldn't say you're welcome. You would say bitte, which comes from probably the word for bid in an older language, right? Bitte in Old English, bitte in modern German, right? Bid in English. And I bid you. I bid you. Take a seat. I bid you. Take the gift. You know. A lot of our sayings in languages come from, you know, they're shortened versions of longer expressions that might have been said. You see that with, like, you know, Hebrew and Arabic, like Semitic languages. You'll see that, like, even singular words like Elohim and Eloah are shortened to just El. Al-Elah is shortened to just Allah. The sacred name, I don't want to say that, but they shorten that too. Ge Ben Hinnom is shortened to Gehinnom, which in the Brit Chadashah is shortened to just Gehenna, right? I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think Yehuda was shortened to Yuda, though I could be mistaken. I mean, it seems like it definitely was by the time it was written in Greek, but I don't know if it's shortened in Hebrew as well. Keep an eye out for a gas station. I am almost out of gas. But, no. Yep. I'm fascinated by language. I've done a bit of study in linguistics, and, you know, some of it's connected to my computer programming, some of it is connected to my, you know, learning Spanish while I worked at a fast food restaurant, but a lot of it just comes down to genuine curiosity. I mean, basically, the most fundamentally, I would say, it comes down to my seemingly inherent curiosity with communication and other things, you know, pertaining to language, you know. Because, you know, learning how to computer program, you might be using that, utilizing that to communicate, but there's also a good chance you're utilizing that tool of the computer to be able to make things, because you can build things with language, computer programs, poetry, epics, poems, stories, improved social standing, you know, in your community. You know what I mean? Like, language is such a wonderful thing that we are privileged to be able to utilize and use and apply and employ. It was such a beautiful thing. And as someone who studied fine art for my second undergrad, language is just such a wonderful thing. And when it comes to art, let me see if there are any before I cross this bridge. I mean, right after I cross it, there will be. I really don't want to break down on the bridge. That would be awful. Where is there a gas? There should be a gas station right here. I think there is. Wait, hold on. Will Farms. I see one. I was like, dear heavens. If they don't and someone breaks down on the bridge, it's kind of on you, homie. It's kind of on you, homie. Yeah. Oh, I think I have a rewards number with them anyway. Oh, I do, actually, but I hope they ask. Ooh. I do need to poop, but I also need to get to work. And I might have to end the stream for a little bit because I'm hungry and McDonald's is like right there, and I don't have time to make a meal. I wish I had someone around who wasn't also working their booty off to help just make me lunch and dinner. That would be lovely, but that is a privilege that we can't afford at the moment. We're all working our butts off. Hey, I'll be right back. Well, I mean, I'm not really, like, realistically, I'm not leaving, but I gotta throw some gas in here. And honestly, I don't know, what time is it? I don't know if I have another chance to stop again. Yeah. I gotta be at my second job at, in 50 minutes. And it's still like 20 minutes away, and I gotta get food, so I'll probably just fill in like a gallon here, gallon and a half maybe. Even if it's more expensive. Well, I'm down again. I mean, it's still way more than it was not that long ago, but. Yeah, that is quite a bit. $3 is already kind of. But at the same time. Can't drive an empty engine. I mean, an empty gas. Come on, sweetheart. Yes, I do. I am a rewards member. I should put my number in, sweetheart. Come on. I'm just going to skip it if you can't do it, baby. Come on. Not being mean. I'm just being realistic. That's the facts. No, pull up while it's holy, please. I shouldn't have said that, but come on, baby. Thank you. Probably enough. Hopefully it'll go down to 26 tomorrow. We'll see. Let's see. Of course, I'll regret it if it goes up again, but I'd rather use it at Wawa anyway, because if I get enough points at Wawa, I get a free sandwich. So, just enough here. And if it does go up tomorrow, whatever. At least with Wawa, I get my points and I get my sandwich. I like getting free sandwiches. Getting the free money back, the cash back, never really seemed appealing to me. The idea of getting food out of it is way more appealing to me. Like, if you're going to give me rewards for my gas, I want it to be food, for real. For real, for real. Let's see, McDonald's and Burger King. Well, it was the time before last, I think. I was like, or maybe it was 3 times ago, I don't know. I had to reinstall McDonald's app, and I was like, it wouldn't let me change payment methods, and the old payment methods did not work. So guess what I did? I went to Burger King instead of McDonald's because the app wouldn't work. And it was funny because I think I actually get more for what I pay at Burger King than I do at McDonald's. So I'm kind of half tempted to go to Burger King, but the other end of it, I think the McDonald's rewards are better. But I am really hungry right now, so I don't know. I'm tempted to just. How many hours did I work? It was $23 an hour, and I worked a little less. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I worked about 6 minus my break. I guess I worked 6 hours. Working at the other job, I would have made, what would that have been? 6 hours at the other job. So let's take the 10 off. That would be 60. Then let's take the 7 off. We don't need to. We'll round down here. 7. Oh, I'm so tired. 7 times 6 would be. So 7 times 5 would be what? 35. 7 times 7. 42, right? So 102. So about $100 for the other job. Working for 6 hours. This job. Let's round down to 20 an hour real quick and get that real quick. So, what did I say? About 6 hours? 5, 6, 120. Then to 3 times 18. So 138. So I would make approximately $25 more, right? For that time period, right? So something like that. Maybe a little less. Let's say 23. Or let's even just say 20. So if I spend $10, and then minus gas. Oh, it's just so much. Well, whatever. Whatever, sweetheart. I gotta check. If they didn't pay me, I was gonna call them back because that's confusing. I don't think. Or did I register for tomorrow? I think I did register for tomorrow. But then Friday, one of these days I have to take off so I can get everything done. I think I did register for tomorrow, unfortunately. One of these days I gotta take off from my other job. I'll just double check. I think Burger King, yeah, I'm gonna do Burger King is almost the exact same price and you get more out of it. And it tastes better. Some of the food. Sometimes I'm in the mood for McDonald's, sometimes I'm in the mood for Burger King. I'm in the mood for Burger King right now. I shouldn't say one tastes better than the other. I will say, and this is more objective, the Burger King app does function better. But then the other side of it is McDonald's rewards, I think, are actually better, if I'm not mistaken. So it's you know, and they're, as far as restaurants, like fast food restaurants go, they're probably the most competitive. That's because like Burger King is so successful. Like I would still say McDonald's is by and large more successful than Burger King, but if I'm not quite mistaken. However, and it's probably because they used to be cheaper. They used to be way cheaper than Burger King. That has rapidly been changing. With the new prices, I think they're like based on like the food that I get, they basically cost the same amount, and I get more at Burger King. I get more in terms of the size and the quantity of food. So it's, you know, what it down to is, yeah, if McDonald's had kept their prices lower, it would have been one thing, but they didn't, and they did not. They moved their prices up so much that I am not as really in the mood for Burger King a whole lot anymore, because their prices, the Burger King's prices just skyrocketed. And no hate towards them or anything. It's just that's not Burger King. McDonald's prices just skyrocketed, and yeah, that's it. That's just that simple. Going.